Hello everybody, this is IcyNewYear, and we are here today to look at Postmaster. This is a game that is not yet available on Steam. It comes out on March 7th. It's made by Excalibur. We're going to start this the way we normally do. We're going to look through the settings. Very basic settings. We have full screen, on or off. Beyond that, the size, you can actually adjust the window however you want, which is really nice. I really enjoy being able to do that. Music volume and confirmation windows on or off, and then language. There's actually quite a few languages available, so that's fairly standard. Excuse me. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into the tutorial. Postmaster is a simulation tycoon game. We're going to be Icy, and this is going to be the Icy Post System, or a post company. Not that I can type today. Wow. And then you can choose your logo. Leave my previous game. Actually, there's quite a lot more logos than I realized. We'll go with that one. I don't even know what's going on in that picture. And you can choose the color for your trucks. But Postmaster, the tutorial is actually quite nice. I personally cannot stand the color chosen. I actually have a lot of trouble reading that. There's a lot of reading in the tutorial, but it does explain things rather well. I have to give it that. But Postmaster, I got ahead of myself there, is a tycoon sim game about running a post office company. So you're running a company that delivers mail. So you can hire staff, you can hire, you need to get new trucks, you set up routes, etc., etc. I think this is enough for the tutorial. The tutorial is reasonably long. I do like that it allows you to just kind of free flow through it if you want. Like I could just go ahead and, I think I can go ahead and buy a car even though it's out of time. It just kind of keeps guiding you back to what you should be doing now. So the tutorial is really well set up, and I really enjoy that. But we're going to go ahead and jump out of the tutorial now and go ahead and start a new game. There's different levels of difficulty here. Easy, begins with more money, equipment's cheaper, competitor expands slower. This is what I was playing at, standard level of difficulty, and this is take extra care with your expenditure and watch your competitor. Okay, so I played a lot of this on the medium mode, and you have your city here, and there's 3 different cities. It looks like these are very close to the same layouts I had in the cities I've played. And you have a post office to start with. Going in here, you have 3 different types of staff. You have your front desk people. Basically, these are the ones that are going to... Let me go ahead and pause. These are the ones that are going to deal with the customers, take orders, etc., etc. You have your sorters, and these guys sort out the mail just for where it goes, etc. And then you have security. Security helps stop robbers if you get robbed. I got robbed once, and it sucked. So you lose reputation, and you lose a decent chunk of money. There's also a lot of, you can see these unlock spots. Like this vending machine. Customers like having vending machines in the post office. Basically, what it does is it gives a morale bonus to the staff, which I think makes the staff work harder or faster. But for the customers, it makes them willing to wait longer. So, I guess the higher the morale bonus, the longer they'll wait without complaining. Now, these that are all locked, you have these stars up here, bonus stars. And to unlock equipment or new types of vehicles, etc., you have to spend the bonus stars. Now, I'm not going to do this now because I'd rather not spend them on these, but I'll show you in the garage. So, when you start the game, you have one vehicle, the bicycle. I have never used that. I went straight to the motorbike. It costs you 3 bonus stars to unlock. Boom. And then you purchase it. And it cost me $2,000. There's a lot of stats throughout here. The capacity is how much mail it can hold at once. Your speed, how quickly it moves around. Consumption, the higher this is, the more you're spending on gas. The range is the amount of routes it can take. It can do it once. It's not really range, because the range of your influence is determined by your post offices. It's really more just how many different routes you can put on it at once. Price, and then the amount of unlocks. All the way up to this guy, which has ridiculous capacity, a little bit slower, can go to 14 different places, and 50 stars to unlock. So we can buy our motorbike here, and then we get a variety of different options. You can change the vehicle type, and these are the basics of what you're going to be doing. Letter delivery, post box collector, packet delivery, packet collector, post transfer, and priority delivery. So letter delivery is the most basic thing and what you're probably going to want to start with. So going through here, this puts us into the demand map, and we can see, you know, how many, like the average demand here. And the higher up it is, the more of that type you're getting. So here we have a lot of letters that need to be delivered, so we'll go ahead and do that. A lot of postcards, oddly enough, a ton of postcards. And with the motorbike, you can choose up to 6 routes. Now, I'm not doing this optimally here. I'm just picking 6 real quick. Then you click here, and it now has a route. Under tasks, you can choose, you know, what time you want it to go out. Instantly, basically, it's going to go back, fill up with all the letters available, and immediately go out and deliver, and back and forth. I've found, like, at the beginning of the game, instantly is good. You know, you always want to get that mail out quickly. Later on, you know, moving it down to like rest periods or, you know, every so often makes you be able to be more efficient with your trips. Now, on the lower class vehicles, you can only do it during duty time, 8 o'clock to 1600. The later vehicles can operate at afternoon/nighttime. So we have this guy set up on the route. Now we can close this up and we can go ahead and play. At the base, the time moves actually incredibly slow, and even at very fast, honestly, the days are reasonably long. So I've been playing on very fast and pausing when I need to make changes. I mean, however you want to do it on that route. But let's see, other things. The package delivery is completely separate from, we're going to buy one more vehicle here, and I'll show off a couple other things. So we're going to change the vehicle type. The package delivery is completely separate. You have, you know, your post box and your letter. Those are all your letters. And your package collecting and package delivery are separate systems. So to do all 4 of these, you need 4 separate vehicles to collect and drop off. We're going to talk about post transfer in a bit. I'm going to set up a priority delivery just in case I get an opportunity there. Every once in a while, you'll get these pop-ups, and I can't find one to like right now to show you, but oh, and this is your competitor here doing his thing. But every once in a while, there's these little pop-ups that are priority deliveries, and if you have a priority delivery vehicle ready, you can click on it, and it'll send them out. They'll pick up and bring it back. You get bonus money, bonus stars from that. Looking through other modes, post boxes, you can actually build these however you want. So, like this place, I can go ahead and build a post box there. It costs me 70, but people will fill in, and I need to get a post box collector to run out and collect those. It brings in a lot more business, as opposed to everyone having to come in here every time. So these are definitely important to having a successful game, putting these out, and you can upgrade to bigger ones. So yeah, for now, we're just going to go ahead and uninstall these because I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. And then you can actually buy new post offices. As you can see here, the white area, or the light area, is my range of influence. This is the only place I can deal with mail. I can deliver there, I can pick up from there, and that's it. There's 2 primary motivators to buy new post offices. One being vehicles, you have a limited amount of garage space, and the second being expanding your influence. So here, buying a small will get me influence in these areas, buying a medium will get me there. And the offices that are available kind of change over time, so you kind of have to keep an eye out for good deals, you know, ones that'll get you good expansion area for a reasonable cost. It's like their nice expansion area, but too pricey for me right now. And your competitor starts off over here. Like this one at a small does like practically nothing for you. At a medium, what's it do? Nothing. Yeah, large, you get a tiny amount in there. So it's not really a good investment there. It's a lot of money to only get 4 areas. But there's a whole thing there. Through advertising, you can get basically more customers in the door, and these cost both money and bonus stars. And you can only have one of these running at a time. So, for example, this is TV and radio ads. It'll cost me 2,000, 2 bonus stars, but I'll get a 10% upgrade in my customer base. So, I found that basically having advertising running all the time doesn't hurt. I've always recouped my money from it. Beyond that, you can see how you fare against your competitor, and I do have some issues with this screen because these numbers are very arbitrary. Basically, your fault statistics here, which are things you need to work on. I have a coverage fault of 1,946 and 100%. So I am doing terrible in my coverage of the city. But that number is absurd, because I mean, the most fault in any other category I've had was like I had a price fault of like 200 some. So the scaling of the numbers is very confusing. But these will basically tell you, you know, what you need to work on. And then you're in a weekly competition with your competitor, which is named Computer. And as a general statistic, you can just pay attention to the received packages, and whoever's higher generally wins. That's not entirely true, but generally. And there are some fairly in-depth graphs here, money over time, and these are all over the last 7 days, so this week. Your reputation, bonus stars, income, expenses, delivered mail count, daily mail problem count. So you got a lot of statistics here you can go through, which is generally a fairly vital thing for, you know, a sim tycoon game. And in that regard, they do really well. You can set your prices. I forgot to bring this up. So you can set all your prices here individually. And people will complain if you go too high, you know. I've been just kind of eking it up a little bit and just stopping or lowering slightly when people complain. But yeah, that's the basics of this game. I'm going to buy one more post office real quick, and I'm going to make a terrible investment here. So just bear with me. 16, let's just find a cheap one. That's 18. 15, let's get one over here, because that'll show off something else as well. So there we go. We're going to buy this. That's going to show off... I thought it would show off this. You have these goals here. Okay, perfect. You have missions here, and these get you bonus stars. So you can always open this up, look through, and, you know, buy 3 vehicles, you get 3 bonus stars. Blah, blah, blah. But the one I just did there was open at least 1 post office in another city, and you get 10 bonus stars. And then I can accept that whenever I want to. So for here, I have to have a sorter, and I have to have at least 1 staff. And in my experience, I want at least 1 security guard. Now I can also do an upgrade on these guys. So here, if you upgrade your staff, they'll work 50% faster for a week. So if you're having a week when you're really, really crunched, it costs me bonus stars, they'll work harder for a week. Yeah. So I mean, if I don't have the money to, like, if I definitely need more staff here, but I don't have the money, that's a good way to kind of force it through. So here I want to go ahead and hire there. Unlock that, and we'll show off this type, the post transfer. And this one's actually fairly simple. It's just I can transfer post from one place to another. So, you know, if anyone drops off a letter here that's going over here, I need a post transfer. So we're going to go to the link, we click here, and there we go. We now have a transfer between these two. It's simple. Up here is my time. This is the week, working day, working day. I have a holiday this week, so I won't get as much done this week. Working day, and then this is the weekend. Let me go ahead and unpause while we do this. Oh, that's why it didn't show as paused, didn't it? So, got one there, got one there. So 2 more bonus stars. Okay, and we're just going to talk about general impressions. I was incredibly, incredibly excited for this game. I love tycoon games. I have this weird obsession with sim games of just odd random things. And the idea of managing my own post office system and just kind of slowly eventually building a monopoly over the post, it really excited me. I was really, really excited about the game. Playing it, and I've got several hours in, I feel like it fell short on a lot of aspects. there just doesn't feel like terribly much to do. I do my management, I buy new vehicles, I set up new routes, and then I just sit back on fast speed and wait. Because, I mean, as I said, on fast speed, you're still going pretty slow. Money comes in incredibly slow, and there's just not terribly much to do. I mean, I'm going to show off some of these. I had 2 post offices set up, and they were entirely full. It was the starter one, which I believe is a large, and a medium one. And I had full staff and full vehicles on each set up with routes. And I just sat back and I let it run for a week. No interaction from me except to press the button to go on to the next day. And I unlocked, let's see, where are they? This one, the average delivery time less than 8 hours, average delivery time less than 7 hours. I unlocked most of the reputation achievements here. I think the 5,000 one. I got the 500 and the 5,000. Yeah, I didn't get the money one yet, but honestly, I haven't been playing the game so much as just watching the game play, and that's my biggest problem with it. It's a very slow game. You're going to be sitting back and letting things happen. Now you do need to set up routes, upgrade your equipment. I have to say, the upgrading the equipment, I was pleasantly surprised by that. Because it was very simple. You can just click replace new, and let's say I want to unlock this and buy that. Boom. Now that one's a priority delivery car, and it kept all the routes, so I didn't have to reassign those, and that was really nice. The maintenance thing I haven't had to worry about because I just bought this car service thing in each of them. I haven't had a breakdown yet. But I mean, as it showed me in the tutorial, if you do have a breakdown, you basically click it, say I'm going to spend this much money and fix it, and it does it. The priority delivery thing does provide a little bit of interaction in that, you have to look around the map, and this is zoomed out as far as it goes, by the way. You can't zoom out any further than this. And you look for these little pop-ups, and you click them. And it doesn't notify you of the pop-ups, you just have to click them when you see them. And that was like the biggest amount of interaction in the game, and those come fairly infrequently. So I mean, all in all, yes, I've gotten some enjoyment out of the game. It's probably not something I'm going to continue playing because just there isn't enough interaction for me. I feel like I'm sitting back waiting more than anything. The music is decent, but it does get a little grating. I ended up turning it off and just playing my own music in the background. But yeah, other than that, I guess on the technical side of things, trying to remember if this is for Windows only. Yeah, it's Windows only. There's no Linux or Mac version. You can pre-purchase it right now for, I believe it's just under £10, which I think is around $17 US. Something along those lines. Those links are going to be down there. You can pre-purchase it on their website. As I said, it's coming out on March 7th, which is a little more than a week from now. It's a game you might enjoy if you're into this style of game, like really hardcore. Something I'm probably not going to be playing too much more of unless there's some major updates to add a bit more interactivity. This was another little thing. Let's pause here and show this off because this bothered me a lot. So on here, at the beginning of the game, the longest you can ever, like any vehicle running is 1600. And later on you can get, vehicles that'll go after that. But for a good while, you're sitting here, stop, everything's done at 1600. Yet I'm still sitting here at very high speed, watching nothing happen. And that really, really bothered me. So it's just quite a while to wait with nothing going on. Obviously, that time is important for, when you have those nighttime vehicles, but before then, a way to just skip to the next day would be amazing. Now, on days like holidays or weekends, it does skip straight to the morning of the next working days. I was a little afraid of that the first time I came to a weekend, because even within the first week in-game of playing, I was just like really frustrated with the amount of time I'm just sitting here, nothing's happening, and I'm waiting. At the end of each week, you get statements, explaining how your competitor did, how you did, and it's, you win bonus stars based on how well you did. But there's a couple like little things I wanted to point out as well. Just little cleanup issues that'd be nice. Like if you have 100 bonus stars in your account, then you can enable the third city will to grow. It's just little things like that. I really hate that they're just called competition. Just little things that could have given the game more flavor. And here, we skipped the holiday and we went straight into the next working day. The calendar appears to be randomized because I didn't have a holiday for the first, I think 2 weeks the first time I played. And the city does eventually grow a bit, which, it means you have to keep on your toes and you have to buy new post offices and make sure you expand your routes, which I'm not doing in this game whatsoever. I'm doing terrible about that. Because as the city grows, there's going to be areas you need to expand to. But all in all, just there isn't quite enough interaction in the game for me. Now, it might be something you like. Don't let me dissuade you. I just wanted to let you guys know. These are my opinions on it, as always. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this up here. There's not too much more to say. But I want to thank you all for watching. Down in the comments below, let me know whether you're thinking of picking this one up. If so, why? I'm just curious of everyone else's opinions. Leaving a like really does help me out. And if you have any ideas of other games you'd like to see reviewed, put them down below and I'll see what I can do about it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe. And as always, have a great day.